Hey, good day, everybody. I'm Admiral James Stavridis, Supreme Allied Commander Europe and Commander of U.S. European Command. I know it's a cold February day out there, but I'm sure the conversations that you're going to generate here over the course of the day or so are going to be very warm. Not only warm and collegial, but I think also very warm as you take on some exciting new topics. My message for you today is that we have just concluded the NATO Summit. As you all know, that finished up in November of last year. And so essentially with the Christmas break, you'll find that the topics you'll be discussing will be crucial as they come out of that NATO Summit. So let me tee up a couple of things that I think ought to be at the top of your agenda, because what I would like to hear as a result of this conference is how the CIOR can help us, all of us together, the big NATO, as we tackle some of these key topics. Obviously, at the top of the list will be transition in Afghanistan. That'll be a key effort that we undertake as we support our ISAF forces going forward in 2011. Secondly, we're interested in new ideas about the Balkans. We've got a continuing NATO mission there, KFOR, but we're starting to draw that down. We're handing over sensitive sites. I think we're seeing real progress. My question for you is, how do we ensure that we don't fall backwards in the Balkans, where we've made such an effort over the last decade and made so much progress? Third on my list would be relationships with Russia. As you'll see in the strategic concept, NATO talks about Russia as a true strategic partner. How do we make that a reality? What are the areas, what are the zones of cooperation that we can find with Russia? Fourthly, I think a big topic will be missile defense. The alliance is stepping out to link up with the United States' phased adaptive approach. So how will missile defense unfold? What will be the NATO role in all of that? Fifthly, I'd say piracy is a pretty important topic. Now, I'm an admiral, and admirals always like to get involved in a little piracy operations, but I'm interested in new ideas, because what we're doing is having an impact, but it's not solving the problem. So that's a challenge, I think, for the alliance going forward in this year. Sixth, something I think is also of key interest is cyber. A lot of you in your civilian careers are very involved with the internet, with cyber. I'd be interested in your dialogue, your ideas, your thoughts on how we can engage in the cyber world in a positive way from an alliance perspective. And lastly, this will be controversial, is NATO reform. As we look forward at trying to reform and create more efficiencies in our NATO command structure, I think we're going to find a lot of discussion about that this year. There's general agreement that we need to reduce the number of headquarters in the command structure and reduce the number of people in the command structure. So we're working and grappling with that here at my headquarters to try and create the right set of militarily sound and analytically based changes in the NATO command structure. Well, that's quite a list of topics. I've asked you to take on quite a bit, but I know that people like you who are expert multitaskers, who balance not only the demands of your civilian life, but also your superb work in the reserves, are very capable of handling an agenda with so many topics on it. I know that SACEUR, General Sir John McCall, will be talking to you a little later on. I apologize in that I'm not with you personally. I am on travel, but I look forward to hearing the results of this conference. I continue to believe fundamentally in the deep and abiding value of our reserves. Thank you very much for all you're doing. I look forward to hearing about the conference and hearing what you come up with for good ideas for us in this new year. Thank you.